Hello everyone, this is Glennie in Swirl 1. I hope everybody's day is going well. Mine is. I am making this video. This is actually a video I've been wanting to make for quite some time, but because of my busy schedule, I'm just now getting to it. This video, I want to speak about Rihanna and Chris Brown and the fact that she allowed him back in her life after the domestic violence incident a few years back may have cost her name, reputation, and affected her career. That maybe she was sacrificed to keep Chris Brown up. That's what this video is going to speak about. I've actually thought about this ever since I had read that she and Chris Brown had reunited. What I want to speak on is with the Rihanna and Chris Brown situation is something that I have seen before when it comes to men and women. Men who have failed, who have messed up, and they are now all of a sudden a pariah. Sometimes, in order to get back in the good graces of society, women, we're not the enemy to men. We usually try to help them, usually. So, we will sometimes sacrifice ourselves and put aside our own feelings to make sure they're okay. I remember a long, long time ago reading an interview with Tina Turner, in which Tina Turner said that I contacted her and said, we don't have to be married anymore, we don't have to be a couple, but can you still perform with me because it'll make me look good if you and I are still working together, even when we divorced. And she turned him down. Tina Turner wanted nothing to do with Ike Turner anymore, and she meant it. But the fact that he even asked her to still perform with him to make it look good for him, because once, it got out that he was violent towards her, he was banned. He couldn't work. Nobody wanted to deal with him. They just looked at him as a woman beater. Now let's fast forward 20 years later in Chris Brown and Rihanna. Similar situation, actually. Chris Brown was being banned. He was being blackballed. He couldn't work anywhere. Even in Europe, he couldn't work anywhere. And I believe possibly that Rihanna sacrificed herself so that Chris Brown, and people say, well, Chris Brown and Rihanna have made up and she's now working with him again. We shouldn't keep picking on Chris Brown. We'll leave him alone. That's what they were hoping would happen. But where Chris Brown messed up at is that he's still getting in conflicts with other people. So now he just looks crazy now. Violent, short-tempered, short-fused, crazy. But if he would have been able to stay without getting into it with other people, and Rihanna just took him back, it might have made him look better. We see this all the time. I was thinking about Kanye West, even that situation. When Kanye West snatched that reward from Taylor Swift, everyone hated him. Everyone hated him. Black people, some of them still supported him because we're just loyal like that. But the rest of society thought Kanye West was wrong and awful. And it seems like in order to bring him back, he started hanging around Jay-Z a lot more and performing with him. And then he's been seen with other people, including Kim Kardashian. And that kind of brought him back to being able to make money and to be able to be accepted. So now, like I said about Chris Brown and Rihanna, I believe that Rihanna saw and maybe was told by the music industry heads that she works with, including Jay-Z, accept Chris Brown back. Because Chris Brown couldn't work in Europe. He couldn't work anywhere. He was being banned from everywhere. He was being brought up on charges in different places. He was told he couldn't perform in Europe. He couldn't perform in so many places they wouldn't even want him to perform. He couldn't even get a passport because of this situation. So he wasn't making any money. And he's I'm not even bashing Chris Brown at all because, he was very young. He's still very young. And when you're young, you make mistakes. We should be allowed, even celebrities, even people in their business who is public and they're out there so publicly, with him being young people, he just made a mistake. It don't make him a horrible guy. But sadly, he's in a public eye, so everybody feels they have a right to know everything about you. And Chris Brown's situation made him a target. He was a target. People who had nothing to do with it, who don't even know them personally, hated Chris Brown. And he was always on Twitter getting into it with people who would attack him. People would attack him when he was on anywhere on the internet. He was just vilified. He was hated. He was looked at like a O.J. Simpson almost. And I think Rihanna saw that. And she didn't hate him. She wasn't the one attacking him. So she wanted him to be able to work and make money and be accepted again. So I believe that's why she really took him back in her life. Maybe her handlers told her, you know, you need to go ahead and take Chris Brown back in your life so that he's not looked at as the villain and he can work and earn a living too. Because you know her handlers are Jay-Z and Jay-Z's record company. You know, and I'm going to speak about Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs and the rest of them on another video. But that's her record company and her managers and people that the music industry, basically, the guys in the music industry told her, you need to go ahead and squash this with Chris Brown because Chris Brown's being blackballed and banned. Which, by the way, black women are always sacrificed like that. We're always sacrificed like that. To build men up, we have to be sacrificed. That's just the way it is. That's the way it's always been. A lot of black women have to choose somebody. You got to choose somebody. If you don't choose nobody, if you decide you don't want to be with nobody, it's a problem. So that's what I believe happened. I don't know. I've been reading a lot of reports lately that people are actually very pissed at Rihanna for accepting Chris Brown back in her life. I'm not pissed at her. I just hope that everything works out. Like I said, I don't hate Chris Brown at all, not one bit, even though, you know, he attacked her. Their youth has a lot to do with this because, you know, when you're young, you're not usually, most of us, for the most part, are not usually ready for a serious committed relationship. Not usually. And then you got the pressure, the outside pressure of being celebrities, and Chris Brown being a male celebrity. Other women were coming at him left and right. He had no problem getting to other women, even when he was in a relationship with her and it was a public. And everybody knew they were together. Still, other women was coming at him. So he had that pressure, you know. And I don't know. I think that them being young, he should be given a pass. He should be given a pass because he made a mistake. And I believe that maybe him being accepted back in Rihanna's life made her look bad, but it did give him, I don't think it even helped him so much because he was so hated by so many people. I don't even know if it helped him. It just hurt her. And then he got in trouble again after that, so it just kind of like all bets are off. You know, Chris Brown's looked at as this person that got a really short fuse. But I have to question women who allow themselves to be sacrificed to help men out. I would only be sacrificed for my husband, for my son, for somebody who is in my life permanently that I care for. I'll sacrifice myself for. I will do things for them to build them up and let my, you know, for certain situations I would. I don't think I would do that for a man I'm just dating, for a man I don't know, a man that's not in my life. I don't think I would do that. But Rihanna being young and she's in that business, she's trying to keep, you know, Jay-Z and all these other industry heads that she associates with in their good graces, So she has to do certain things. Anyway, I just wanted to speak on that because I really am seeing that Rihanna was sacrificed so Chris Brown can stay working and earning a living. Honestly speaking, that's the reason why she took him back in her life. That's why they reunited. But the only problem with that was Chris Brown messed up again and has been getting in problems with other people. So now now Rihanna can't help him now. I don't care if she and him reunite and get married. It won't change that he has been looked at as a hothead. Even though, let me say, he may not be a horrible guy because I don't think he is. He's young. But he has been getting provoked too. People have been messing with him as well, you know, because now that he's looked at as a hothead, people start testing you, you know, trying to provoke you. It's ugly when you're a celebrity. Celebrity is hell. I wouldn't even want to be a celebrity. That's why my videos, I do not show my face. I don't want to be famous. Being famous, I want the money, yes, but fame, no. Anyway, this is Prince Real One signing off for today. I'm making